Well, I've done my Why Godzilla Sucks video covering all of the negative stuff about that film, but I felt kind of bad that I was ripping on the film so much, so I was gonna replace that with a bit of a more fair one, but you guys seem to really enjoy hearing me criticize it. So instead I've made this separate video to have all the positive stuff in here. So that way everyone should be happy. People pleaser 24/7, that's me. This is Why Godzilla Rocks. Despite all the problems that I have with the movie, Godzilla was Godzilla. He was not a T-Rex ripoff or an overgrown lizard. He was a titan carried over from a different era. An era that is not at all compatible with humanity. But despite that, he was not the villain. He was a force of nature. And nature doesn't have a good or evil disposition. It just does what it does. And so did Godzilla in the movie. He just did what he did. It was almost as if he didn't even notice humans. It was like this feud between these two titans from another world that we just happened to be in the middle of. And I like that. But at the same time, he wasn't dumb either. He still did show intelligence. He was kind of like a hulking velociraptor. For example, when he killed the female Muto, the first time he used his atomic breath, it didn't do much to damage like the outside of the Muto. So when he comes back and yanks open its jaws, he must have realized that his atomic breath didn't work on the exterior of the Muto, so he was trying the interior. See, that shows some intelligence. It shows some kind of thinking and strategy there from Godzilla, and I really like that. This is kind of a backhanded compliment, but I guess the box office speaks for itself. Everything was nice and simple. At a time when everyone's trying to recreate the multi-layered Dark Knight formula, it was kind of nice to see a movie with a much more simple plot. Good monsters, bad monsters, and a don't mess with nature because nature knows what it's doing message. Everything was nice and simple. At no point are you confused about what's going on. Motivation for the monsters is kept very clear, and the motivation for the main character is simply to get home to his family. To be honest, I was kind of expecting that since the Muto killed his mother when he was a child, and then it killed his father right in front of him when he was an adult, that they would go with him being like hell-bent on taking them down and getting some payback. But I suppose there would have been a lot of complex emotions towards that character motivation. You know, all the pain he was feeling mixed with the guilt of not having believed his dad would all combine to turn him into a monster devoted to destroy the Muto. Maybe wanting to tar Godzilla with the same brush, but in the end realizing that Godzilla is different. But I guess the audience might get confused about who the bad guy was if they did do something like that. So instead they just made it that he just wants to go home. So I guess if you kill the parents of a soldier, the soldier doesn't get angry in any way. Alright, sorry. Trying to be positive. Bryan Cranston is a damn good actor, and just the fact that he was in the movie is massive points in the movie's favour. Sure, it would have been nice to see him do more, especially considering since the trailers made it seem like he was the main character when he really wasn't. Nevertheless, he was great, and I did love every second that he was on screen. Hollywood has had a tough time trying to adapt Godzilla to Western audiences, and considering how bad it has gone on previous attempts, this was a huge step forward. It would have been really easy for them to make it like Godzilla versus the US Army, and thank God they didn't go with that. And despite its missteps, I am really happy that they are making a sequel where they can polish up some of these issues, and I am interested to see where they go with it. So, those are some of the good things about Godzilla. I hope this has sort of balanced out some of my negativity from the other video. If you want to watch that video, you can click on the link in the corner here, and until next time, I will see you later.